getting kicked out, and I want to make sure the girls know. The fuck? Everybody saw that man in the fucking locker room. No one saying shit. And I'm fucking done with it. It's fucking stupid. It's dangerous. Me naked in front of a man without my permission. But I ain't the one who gets kicked out the gym, y'all. I'm terminated for not wanting men in the locker room. I just had the worst experience ever at the gym, at Gold's Gym, and I think this is probably happening at gyms across America, where like trans women are going into the women's locker room and not really caring about how women feel about it. And it's really hurtful, yo. Like, how you gonna say you want to be a woman or that you are a woman, but you don't give a fuck how women feel? Today I was naked in the locker room. I turned around and there's a man there in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed a sign. I say the word sir to say, sir, what are you doing in here? He goes, don't fucking talk to me. I'm a woman. I have a right to be in here. Immediately, I'm fucking pissed because I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel like weird. Like, I don't want to deal with this, right? So the girls are walking in and they're seeing the commotion and they actually chime in and say, yo, I don't know why he's in here. He's not supposed to be in here. And then I talk to the people that work at Gold's Gym and they don't really have anything to do. They just like, oh, we can file a report about it, incident report. What the fuck is going on? Like, listen, how can you say you're a woman or you want to be a woman and you don't care how women feel? That's nothing more manly than not giving a fuck about how women feel, I'd like to think. And I get it, like, everybody has their own things, and I don't want to say that I know everything about gay rights or trans rights. I'm a lesbian. I've been a lesbian my whole life. I treat people how I want to be treated regardless of whatever their sexual orientation is or whatever they decide. So I'm not transphobic, and I'm not homophobic. I'm not straightphobic. I'm not racist. None of these things. I just believe in treating people how I want to be treated. Why do you guys think it's okay for men to be in the women's restroom? And like, when is the cutoff point? Is it like, oh, you cut off your penis, you can come in here? Why aren't women making the laws? And if you really want to fucking be safe and feel good, why don't we just make trans restrooms? Because it ain't right. The way I feel right now. And don't come into my comments about he gay, he ain't looking at you. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's about a feeling, yo. Like, if you never been a little girl who been touched or been through some shit, you won't understand that feeling. And you've never been a little girl.
All right, man. So I seen this woman, man. So she was at Gold's Gym. Like, I'd never been to Gold's Gym. I think they had one that I know of in the Metro Detroit area. And I can't stand people that drive with their high beams on. Like, if you can't see without your high beams on, there's a problem unless it's foggy. Like, unless it's really, really foggy, that's what your high beams are for. You don't drive with your high beams on. You know what I'm saying? People kill me with that shit. Unless you really can't see, you don't drive with your high beams on. I can't stand people like that. I was with my girlfriend that the other week. Like, I said, no, you don't drive with your high beams on. That means you need to clean, you need new bulbs or you need to clean your headlights. Like, come on now. And what most people don't know about the road, most people don't know the pedestrians got the right of way. If a pedestrian come walking across the freeway right now, we all supposed to fucking stop. Most people don't know that. It's crazy out here. They giving people, I'm telling y'all, most people are illiterate, bro. They giving people, anybody a driver's license. And these people can't even read. Once you see how dumb the average American is, you'll get it. But, so, I seen a video. My man should forget the name of his channel. Dark skin brother. Kind of got the eye problem. I don't know what happened. Shout out to him. Good podcast, right? And it's a lady at Gold's Gym, and I clip it all in there. And she was tripping that it was a man, a trans gentleman in the locker room, and they revoked her membership for filing they revoked her membership for crashing out. Let's get it right. So she complained about it and they revoked her membership. Let me tell y'all something about this. I go to a particular gym one of the gyms I go to a few, right? One, it allows me to go to multiple, one of the gym, and there's one gym that shit, you got to make a deal with the devil to get out of that gym. But I mean, every now and again, I don't live that way, I go there, but they got the baddest hoes you'll see. I say that. That's the one thing about it. The one of the gym I go to, out the way, they be like, oh, the women's so cold here. I'm like, these bitches ain't shit compared to this other gym. I'm like, this ain't shit. I be telling niggas that, like, but I mean, you know, if they like white girls, that's what they into. But if you like multicultural, black, every man, telling y'all, man. But one of the girls there transitioned into a guy, and she be in the locker room with the guys. Like, and she got the titties took, like you still a bitch. We was just me and my homeboy was just talking about that. You still a woman. And she be in the locker room with the guys, and she's a woman. Now, what's so funny about it, and I'm about to get to her old girl point. So, I was hollering at that particular gym. I'm cool with a lot of people. I was hollering at somebody. He was like, yeah, you know, the other day, this I found out she was a girl. The other day, you know, this dude we knew flipped out. He started going crazy. And he said everybody hid, all the workers hid. I said, even the male workers hid? He was like, yeah. I said, what about old dog? You know, little dog, old boy, he hid too. He was like, man, I think that's a girl. He said, I think she's a girl, bro. I'm like, what? So then my barber, like, he cut my hair and shit. He was like, yeah, that's a girl, bro. I follow her on Instagram, and yeah, that's a girl. I'm like, oh, but she be in the locker room, you know, like with the guys, like I'm telling you, so I've seen that before, but you know, dudes ain't gonna trip about it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel her on that one, dude. Like, you in the men's locker room, okay, with a bunch of dudes, right? It's like these girls that they come to the gym with something skimpy and shit. And Goldie said something about this. Like, you going to look for attention. I was the other day, and I'm gonna get to old girl. I was you know, doing my hip mobility stretches. I like to do it after I work out. Before I work out, I just want to get it over with. And this Hispanic chick, bro, she doing like pelvic floors, man. I'm telling you, her coochie was just like, I'm like, look what you got on. It's hanging, like, it's crazy. Cut off short. She knew what she was doing too. Women come to the gym, and it's like I said, I know a lot of women. If I had to really say off the eyeball test, I see just as many women, if not more women, going harder than the guys in the gym, you know, per percentage. So I will say that. I will say that for sure. But they come for attention. Think about it. They can't get attention at the gym, at the club no more, at the bars no more. They told guys it was, you turn off being the guy, don't look no more. You can't look at the ass. They got the ass hanging out and all that. You not supposed to look or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, but nonetheless, she got a point though. You out there and you got your whole thing out in the women's locker room, and it got to the point so bad where women are scared to speak up. You know what I'm saying? It got to the point where it's so bad where women are scared to speak up, bro. They're scared to speak up. They're afraid to speak up. They're afraid to speak their mind. She spoke her mind, and they told her, she said that, they said, oh, you can file a complaint. What you mean a complaint? It's a whole dude in a locker room with a bunch of women. And trust and believe me, bro, like, they still have a desire to sleep with women. I don't think they just turn it off, bro. A lot of these women, they be sleeping with them type of dudes. They sleep with them still. I'm telling y'all, bro, I be trying to school y'all. They still sleep with them. You think, oh, he gay or he a trans, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They still will clap your girl's cheek. You still a man at the end of the day. And that's the wild part about it, that most guys that accept that. That's why some guys that don't accept no male friends. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a man at the end of the day. No matter how wimpy or how, transgender, whatever, how feminine, it's still a man, bro. They still be sleeping with them. And this is why a lot of women put a lot of the STIs and STDs on men, and like 30% of men under 30 and 18 are virgins, have never approached a girl. I mean, you can't find a female virgin, especially probably under the age of 15. Hate to say that, but that's true. Most of the girls 14, 15, 16 already didn't have some form of abortion or contraception. Pill, excuse me. So that's troubling right there, but she's exactly right. Like, where do we draw the line? Even with that girl being in the locker room at my gym, that's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You still a woman. But they made everybody scared to speak. They made everybody scared to speak up. You know, they made everybody scared to speak up. And they trying to normalize all that weird shit, and believe it or not, that's what Vladimir Putin don't fuck with. You know, a lot of people really get into, you know, what China and that dude from North Korea believe in. They don't believe in this. You know, if you really listen to Trump, he don't believe in this. A lot of people agree with them more than they know, but they don't do their research. It's like when you throw bigotry and racism in there, and I get it, you know, you don't want to hear nothing else coming out of a person's mouth. But sometimes you got to eliminate the messenger and hear the message. I remember I met this lady, I say this, bro, and she looked like she was strung out on meth. This when I still lived in Brightmoor. And it looked like she still was strung out on meth. But she told me something about, she seen the credit union card I was using, and she schooled me on the credit union I was using. And it was some accurate information. Now, I could have said like, oh, this is a dope thing, she don't know shit, you know, but it was some real shit. So sometimes guys send different messages from different messengers, you know what I'm saying? And I say this too, and this is the short that I probably want to get to, for real. But I say this about this, man. When you at the gym and people say, well, why would I take advice from somebody that look less than me? Look here, I'm gonna say this. I've got some advice from some guys and women that y'all would consider I would look stronger than, I look better than, and it was some of the best advice I got. Let me tell you that. You can learn from anybody in the gym. Everybody goals ain't the same. This guy can just be losing weight. He could have been a power lifter. He could have just be getting back in the gym from an injury. He could have fell off and he back now, or she back now. I done got some of the best tips from people that y'all don't think look like is strong or this. And I always tell people, looks, and when we talking about physique and boxing and weightlifting, looks can be deceiving, bro. I seen this kid, he's 5'5", bro. One of the strongest guy I seen all last year into this year. This guy was strong as shit. Bro. So, you can learn something from everybody, bro. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Real 101 playlist. Peace.